How can you transform your life for the better? Is it a thing at all? This is my claim. All you need to do is something really small, really easy, every day. A habit. Something regular, daily-ish. Take a small step every day and you'll find yourself on a transformational journey. Before I go into what that little thing is, let me explain what I mean by transformation. I'm talking about a substantial change. Something that will make your life better. Like finding out you've just made a decision you've been putting off for ages. For example, quitting the job that you hate. For example, setting boundaries where you've been taken advantage of. For example, changing houses when it had seemed too huge to actually do it. This kind of thing that make you look back and say, wow, I've changed. See what I mean? I'm Michael Landau, somatic educator and Feldenkrais practitioner for over 30 years. I work with movement, or better said, awareness to movement, as a tool for change, improvement, and growth. Move mindfully, and you can transform your life. Here's a story I've just heard yesterday from a colleague. A student who had been participating in a series of classes called her and said, "This happened to me after our last class. I was simply walking in the street and it just came to me, this feeling of joy, because walking was wonderful, graceful, amazing. And I said to myself, I'm walking so nicely, I could just walk away from my job." She's been complaining about her job forever. The next day, she quit the job that she hated. See what I mean by transformation? She changed the way she was using her body. She changed how she walked, how she breathed, how she was holding her space. And she was changed, deeply changed. And at some point, feeling different, feeling empowered, it dawned on her that she could simply walk away from that job. Nothing changed in her circumstances. Something deep changed within her. I hear stories like this from my students regularly. You change how you move, how you hold yourself, and your self-image changes. Literally, your body image that you hold in your brain that allows you to perceive yourself with your proprioceptive senses and to move about in the world. You gain clarity, you gain agency, and with it, your psychological self-image changes too. Your place in the world, your confidence, your power to act, interact, and have an impact. Things that seemed impossible become possible. Things that seemed hard become easy because you've changed your view of the world and of yourself in it. This is what I mean by transformation. And how do you get it? Where is it for sale? Something small and easy? Really? Yep. And this is it. Engaged in mindful movement on a daily basis. Let me tell you what I mean by mindful movement and why it's so important and so effective. The best way to understand what I mean by mindful movement is by contrast. I want to show you how we move normally. It's not you, it's not me, it is how it works. Take a moment to imagine yourself standing up from the chair. Visualize the way from sitting to standing. Simple. It's probably something you do many times a day, right? So play this inner video in your mind of this action a couple of times. Okay, got it? Now try to answer some questions. Did you arch your back or round it on the way upwards from sitting to standing? Do you breathe in or breathe out? Or maybe hold your breath? Do you put more weight on one foot or the other, like taking a small step forward? Does your gaze go upwards or does it go downwards or stay at eye level? How far do you lean forward with your head? What do your arms do on the way to standing? Do you use your hands to lean on somewhere? You might be able to answer some of these questions if you concentrate, but you probably don't think of any of it when you get up from your chair. This is normal and healthy. This is one of the things that you simply know how to do. And it became completely automated. It follows ancient brain patterns you've created in early childhood. We have thousands of such patterns. They're called habits. They're automatic, we don't have to think of every detail, and it saves a lot of time and brain resources. Without those habitual patterns, we wouldn't be able to do much. Repeated action becomes automated. This is wonderful. The thing is that if we let those old patterns run in autopilot and never look at them, they get worse with time. And we notice this as we age. We lose strength, we lose balance, we lose mobility, we become slower and less coordinated. And I'm convinced of one thing. This is not simply the way things are. We can keep learning and improving as we age. We can stay active, coordinated, powerful, even fast. We lose mobility not just because we age. We lose it because of lack of use. And the antidote? Mindful movement. You take a few moments to pause, to get out of performance mode. You slow down. You observe yourself in movement, in a curious, non-judgmental way. You play, you try different things, you're not trying to achieve anything. For example, you take a close look at the way you get up from your chair. You don't just get up in one go. You break it down to tiny bits. You explore how you tilt your body, how you breathe, how the weight on your feet changes, how your spine changes its shape. You try different options. You even try things that don't work. You lift your butt and turn left and turn right. You put one foot under you and one foot forward, and then the other one. You try looking to the floor. You try looking to the ceiling. You try looking at eye level. You try standing up without tilting forward. Not the best choice for your back. And then you tilt forward a lot, so much that your head almost touches your knees. How is it to get up that way? Moving mindfully. And these are some important components of moving mindfully. You suspend judgment. You suspend goals. You're not trying to do it right or do it well. You play. You pay attention. Close attention. You're curious and not ambitious. What does it do? You've taken the ancient habitual pattern out of autopilot, you play with it, you feed it new information, you explore options around it. As a result, you improve. You will stand up more efficiently, more economically, more gracefully. You have to decide to do this kind of thing. It doesn't just happen by itself. But all it takes is a little mental switch and a couple of minutes, not hours. Give it 3 minutes a day. Do that kind of exploration on a regular basis. Explore every possible aspect of your mobility. And you don't just improve small details. You are on a trajectory of improvement, on a transformational journey. You get to feel more powerful, more able. You trust your agency, your impact in the world grows. And you will surprise yourself. You may discover that you walk so nicely that you can simply walk away from the job you hate, if that's the case. Or any equivalent of that story that is relevant to your life. Find out that you can have the difficult conversation. Be clear with your boundaries. Feel grounded and present. Take on new challenges. Take on this journey and good things start to happen. This is my message. We can always learn and improve. Gradual decline is not normal and expected. And an upward journey doesn't have to be arduous and grim. Just take a small step, one step after the other, and keep taking small steps. And if you want some help, I've traced a roadmap and prepared the steps for you. You don't have to take this journey alone. Each daily step requires 3 minutes of your time. Are you willing to dedicate 3 minutes a day to yourself, to your wellness, to your growth? If you are, take a look at Persistent Growth, and you can get your daily dose of mindful movement directly into your mailbox.